I love seeing fundamentals displayed at a high level, and I love when someone just executes perfectly. This is a beautiful performance on Johnson's behalf. So let's get right into it. Right now, I just want to point out, right, these guys are just squaring up. All right, we see some defensive head movement that disguises the level change. Okay, if you want to get the takedown, one of the first things we need to do is change levels if you want to kind of shoot it effectively, right? If you want to disguise your intentions, right, put some head movement in there, then you can choose change levels. From this shot entry, it's actually not bad. You can see his hands are behind his knees, but I want to point out the elbow frame from Johnson in this moment. That elbow frame is what allows him to set with the front headlock. Once you get that elbow frame, what that does is it allows you to kind of like stop, like if he's framing with his forearm here, you kind of take the head and you bring it underneath the armpit, and you can actually lock, and that's where you start locking up. You grab the chin, grab the back of the guy's tricep, and from there you actually start like setting up your positioning for the front headlock. Once you get that motion, you can see like we've established control here. Once you can kind of get your hands clasped, or you're trying to play the chin strap, trying to like and constantly moving back and applying tension even if you don't connect your hands, it can be difficult with gloves. The point is, once you have that control, you can kind of start you can start working. So the significance here is that you can see where his leg, how high his leg is off the ground. Johnson does a little bit of a jump, a very small jump, but he's dropping his entire body weight on the floor. That's what this leg is representing. He's snapping the guy down so that his knees and hands touch the floor. You can see that not just falling flat down, but falling backwards and down at the same time. It forces the other guy to completely collapse, and he has to, at least at the very minimum, put his hand on the ground. In this case, you see that he actually falls to his knees. Dropping your whole body weight into the snap down, very, very effective way to start dragging the fight to the floor. Okay, so ultimately though, why does that matter? Why would you want to snap someone down to their knees? From here, you can see that Johnson actually gets way better control on the front headlock. He repositions, and it allows him to actually just punch his right hand right beside Fisher's neck. Once he does that, you immediately know, like, oh, this guy's going for it. He's not playing it safe. You can see in the video replay too. He's aggressive with how fast he punches that in, and he clasps his hands together. He doesn't go suicide into it. He doesn't go right for bicep control. He doesn't do that. He goes hands clasped, and he uses his forearm. Right, he uses the forearm here, and he uses that to vice grip on the back of Fisher's neck. The vice grip is huge from this position, okay? The fact that he angled off, punched it through, and then proceeded to vice grip on his head allows him to start torquing to get the complete collapse and bring this fight to the floor. I just want to note also, the reason why this fight caught my eye is how fast and how aggressive he did this. He did not waste time. He didn't try to kind of get cozy. The moment he feels he has a tight vice grip, he cranks it, and you can see how hard he cranks it by the fact that Fisher's body flips through the air. You can see in this frame he's not on the ground. He's maybe a little bit on the ground with a little bit of contact, but Fisher has to move with him. What's the alternative? You're just bending your neck at 90 degrees. I won't say you can get a break from there, but you're 100% playing compliance with how much pressure you are applying with that leverage. From here, I want to point out that this is right here, this frame, this moment in time, and it's a very small moment in time. This is the moment Fisher could have escaped. What he needs to do is his arm is trapped right here. He needs to pull it out, and he needs to fight back to his knees, right? Once he fights back to his knees, he's not out of the woods yet. He still has to work and fight hand grip. And the fact that he has the vice grip, that's a big problem. The fact that he has the rear naked choke grip or even the vice grip, you're still not free from the front headlock. But this is the moment. You need to be fighting to your knees. The idea here is that it's going to be hard, and you're going to expend a lot of energy if you do that. You're going to come out and you're going to be in a disadvantage, disoriented, and it's going to suck. The alternative, though, is you get choked out, which Johnson does an incredible job transitioning. Immediately, once he gets the flip, he doesn't waste any time. He sits over him and collapses that arm from beside the head to over the chin. And once you get here in a Darce choke, that is tight and that is incredibly dangerous. The guy on bottom, you're seconds away from being tapped out. So in theory, we can actually just finish the Darce choke here. If you have, like, all the parameters have been met. Hand across here, it's like a decent depth on the neck, the carotid, shoulders getting squeezed. Right now, Johnson could actually just finish this from top control, right? But here's the gangster part. The man just doesn't trap a leg. He jumps from the floor and traps the leg. That's the gangster part about this. Everything about this was just snapping down, jumping, and moving, and like just explosively getting into position. You look real stupid if you mess it up, but the fact that he actually pulled off this entire sequence without hesitating is what makes it such a beautiful performance. Textbook Darce choke. This is to his disadvantage. The momentum allows Fisher to actually work back to his knees, but by merit of the fact that the Darce choke is so tight, he's trapped that leg so clean, it doesn't matter the fact that Fisher worked up to his knee. You can see in this alternate angle right here, Fisher can't get away because of the trapped leg. What you want to be doing if you're the guy being choked out is you want to be angling out away from his hips. But because the legs have been trapped, no dice. You're stuck hip to hip, and he can work the choke for as long as he needs to. Beautiful submission. I love seeing stuff like this. Thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button. Cheers, guys. Appreciate it. Next up, amateur fights.